Hi, Captain.
That's too late. I touched my glasses a long time ago.
Alrighty, we are live. Estamos en vivo. Feliz Sabado. Happy Sabbath, everybody. We hope you've had a nice week. It's been a tiring week for a lot of us, una semana larga. Estamos cansados, pero aquí estamos para regocijarnos y descansar en la presencia del Señor. It's a blessing to be able to just spend time with God, spend time with friends, spend time with family, and just unwind. So tell me, Adrian, how was your week, man? ¿Todo bien? ¿Cómo pasaste la semana?
It was I have better weeks, but I can't complain really,
Good. I'm in the same boat. Abner, how about you? ¿Cómo la pasaste?
My week has been good, blessed. I still have a job. I still can provide for the family, so that's good. Long days, yes, long days. Like today, I got home at 6, so it's it's like Agent said, tiresome, but I mean we're all good. Estamos aquí para la gloria y honra de Dios para hablar acerca de un tema importante que tú no vas a decir cuál es. I'm not going to spoil the surprise.
Not a problem. Thank you, Abner. Entonces, el tema de esta noche, hermanos, es algo muy fácil, pero algo importante. Como muchos saben, muchos jóvenes que se están graduando a otra etapa de su vida. So we have some young people graduating into different stages in their lives, going through transitions. There's young kids that went from elementary school to middle school. There's some that went from middle school to high school, and some that are going from high school to college. It means that there's been lots of transitions going on. So Graciela, you that you're graduating. We have Jasmine, Aptilita that are going from middle school over to high school. We have Ariana that's going over to middle school. So muchas transiciones and lots of smart kids that are graduating. So one, congratulations. And it's difficult during a quarantine to go out and celebrate and have a nice dinner, walk down the stage and get your diploma or get your certificate of graduation, I think it is, when you get out of middle school. Es difícil no poder tener eso porque yo lo tuve. Pero el mundo ha cambiado bastante en estos últimos meses, pero aquí estamos para celebrar tu graduación. So congratulations, guys. You guys did great. You made it this far, and the next step is good. So we'll clap it up for you guys. Enjoy. You guys did good, and just keep in mind that there's more goals and more things you would want to do in the future. Entonces, con eso en mente, quiero presentar un video corto que se trata de algo similar, una graduación de un joven de high school. So it's a really good video. It talks about what happens when you graduate high school, and talks about what you should expect and how you should be living and considering and thinking about your life after you graduate. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here. I'm gonna play this video for you guys. I'm gonna share. All right.
Fellow classmates, 17 or 18 years of life and 13 years of schooling behind us. We have all the bumps and bruises of adolescence, and perhaps the barest hint of wisdom gained from them. We have a world-class education, or at the very least a world-class ability to fill in little bubbles labeled A to D. We stand upon the cusp of infinite possibility. And how can we not be envied? Not for what we have or what we have done, but for what we still have to do. Ahead of us is life. Ahead of us stand all the years we have yet to live, the experiences we have yet to know. We are just embarking upon this grand adventure. Our whole lives up until this point have been fairly ordered and straightforward. Each year of schooling leading logically to the next, our purpose and path clearly set and defined. But here we stand, of boundless freedom and potential, each to live a life that is solely our own. My classmates, today is the first day of the rest of our lives. But so was yesterday, and so shall be tomorrow, and so shall be each day after that. The decisions we make each day steer the course of our lives, and this never ceases to be true. Destiny is not preordained. Grand statements and rousing speeches do little. It is easy to be filled with hope and excitement and simply state that your life shall be great. It is easy to forget how you feel right now and fall into quiet complacency. The next thing you know, 5 years are gone and you are no nearer to your dreams. To achieve success, the definition of which is different for each of us, you must strive each day to move forward. We will not always succeed immediately, but that is no matter. A lack of success only becomes failure when you allow it to defeat you. Even to never succeed in a goal is not a failure. only to give up without truly trying. Sometimes there's luck involved, or factors beyond our control in the achievement of our goals, and it is natural that our dreams shift and change with time, but we are always better for having pursued them. One definition of success is the ability to look back upon your life from your deathbed without regrets. You don't want to live your life wondering what could have been, if only you had borne down and pressed onward through the adversity that the world invariably brings. At the same time, we all make mistakes, and we could not allow ourselves to become so caught up in the past that we forget about the future or the present. When I say to live without regrets, I also mean not letting the moments pass by, those special minutes and hours and days that will remain with you for all of your life. It is easy to have a limb in each the future and the past and ignore the present. But the future is only the present to come, and the past is only the present gone by. If you forget to stop and look around, you are left with little of either. So I ask you, my classmates, to look around. Look at yourselves and see the journey that today is culmination of. The journey that began, as the parents will remember, on that first day of kindergarten so long ago. Think of the things you have learned, how you have grown in every sense. Think of how distant today seemed on that first intimidating day of grade 10, or even in the September of this very year. Just as fast as today came, it will be gone into memory, so cherish each moment. Look around you and see the faces of your peers, your classmates. Perhaps you've spoken to each other before, perhaps you haven't, but you know each other. You know each other because you know yourselves. And all of us, today we are the same. The same caps, the same gowns, the same diplomas. We are all Belrose. We are all Bulldogs. We are all filled with hope. Though our paths might differ, we are all equal in that there are limitless possibilities before us. And those possibilities will remain limitless, so long as we choose to keep them so. It might not be easy, but that's what makes the rewards worth it. We have a long journey ahead of us, but we have already come far. Today is a day to celebrate with your family, your friends, your classmates, your peers. It is more than a celebration of high school, for today we gather to mark an important milestone on our path. Ahead of us stands life, my classmates, in all its beauty and grandeur. Ahead of us stand the people we are to meet and the places we are to go. Ahead of us stand those we may love and the families we may create. Ahead of us stand the dreams we are to realize. Ahead of us stands life. Let us go through it boldly and without regret. Ahead of us stands life. Let's live it.
Alrighty. Un speech tremendo, muchacho en high school, hablando como un hombre ya adulto de muchos años.
Yes.
Y lo que dice tiene mucha razón. Hay una vida muy larga, hay muchas transiciones, pero hay que vivir la vida en cada etapa y vivirla bien. If you're in elementary school, live your life in elementary school, live it right. Same way in middle school, high school, college, and adulthood. Tenemos que mirar nuestra vida y vivirla bien para glorificar a Dios. Con nuestra mente, vamos a inclinar el rostro y orar para entrar en nuestra conversación. Let's go ahead and pray. Eterno Dios y Padre bueno, gracias por tu santo sábado. Gracias por poder reunirnos a través del Zoom y poder conversar sobre estas cosas y esos tópicos tan importantes. Mi Dios, solo pedimos que tú seas el guía esta noche de esta conversación y que tu nombre sea glorificado en ella. Te pedimos todo esto, mi Dios, en el nombre de Cristo Jesús. Amén. So, like we said earlier, there's tres transiciones que siempre hay en la vida de un joven. Primeramente tenemos la primera transición que es elementary school to middle school, grado 1 al 5 o kindergarten técnicamente, hasta 5 es la primera etapa. Y uno se gradúa del quinto grado al sexto y ya el mundo cambia para el joven, because he becomes a cool kid. He's not too young, he's not a baby, he's not a teenager yet, pero está in this the intermediary phase. And it's really interesting. So, Abner and Adrian, vamos a hablar y discutir cómo podemos aconsejar a los jóvenes que se están graduando de elementary school a middle school, como Ariana, como Jonathan, como otros de los jovencitos que se están graduando a esa etapa de la vida. What can you say about middle school, Abner?
Well, no, quizás no todo el mundo sepa, pero I was homeschooled. And I was homeschooled since first grade. and all the way to college. So es un poquito, I always say this funny story because when I was in kindergarten, I was an academy, an Adventist academy, and they had this sort of disciplinary points that if you accumulate them, if you accumulate 100 points, you're basically gonna get kicked out of school. So there I was. Every good story starts with there I was. So there I was playing in the kindergarten play yard right outside. I'm playing, I'm running. For no reason at all that I can remember, I pushed this girl. I don't even know. Don't ask me why. I just pushed her from the back, but she didn't fell. So she kind of like stumbled, but like running, and she couldn't stop herself. And eventually she hit herself with the like a railing in her eye. And she was like, her skin tone was super white and her eye was like violet. I could see it. I could still see it today. I feel horrible. Anyway, so I got 37 points of those demerits just by that one situation. And with 100, you get kicked out. I'm like, what? So I always joke around that my mom had to actually take me out before I got kicked out, but I don't think that's the case. Anyhow, I did graduate from, well, back then it was instead of fifth grade. I was telling Gabriel that instead of fifth grade, we graduated from 6 to 7, and then from 9 to 10th, and then 12 for to go to university. But my consejo, my advice for you guys, Ariana, por Jonathan y por todos los demás que nos están escuchando, que están pasando o están entrando en esa etapa, es una etapa linda, es una etapa donde muchas cosas la podemos entender. They make sense. Just don't get so el error que uno puede hacer es try to get ahead of myself, like try to jump step in my growth, in my development, and you know, it's a journey. It's like a long ladder, and it's cool. Just take one step at a time. Don't jump. We're all gonna get there eventually.
Gracias, Abner. I think that's true. Yo creo que muchos de los jóvenes, especially young people, se quieren hacer adultos antes de tiempo. En they get to middle school, tienen 12 años y se creen un hombrezón y una mujer y que I'm going to do this, I'm going to have a girlfriend y ya tengo carro en 7 años. And you're making plans of grandeur and all these things. And you're just a kid. And believe it or not, yo oro cada día que me levante and I'll be in middle school. I pray every day. God, let me wake up and be in middle school again. Every day. So a lot of the times as young people, we get into middle school and we want to just rush through it. We want to be grown up. We want to have all the grown up stuff. We want the car. We want the girlfriend. We want to get all these things that adults supposedly have. Pero no lo llevamos de paso and we don't really appreciate the time that we're in middle school. Any adult will tell you. Cualquier adulto te dice, ojalá yo tener 15 años. Ojalá yo tener 12 años para cambiar mi vida.
Ojalá yo tuviera 8 años para estar jugando en la carretera.
Ojalá. Ojalá. We say it all the time. So you're there. Ariana, you're there. Jonathan, you're there. You're in the stage that we wish we can be in. There's changes we wish we could have loved to do. So what I tell you guys as young people is, ten paciencia. You know, vive tu vida, vívela bien, y vive sabiendo que Dios está mirando en cada momento. And again, in middle school, if you're going to, some of you guys are going to Christian schools, some of you guys are going to public schools, y te digo que ahora mismo, como el mundo está ahora, hay poca diferencia, en mi opinión. Los muchachos son malos y siempre va a ser malo. Kids are bad. Todo empieza en la casa. Padres, si están mirando, no espere que la escuela haga tu trabajo. Tu trabajo es instruir tu hijo o tu hija para que ellos glorifiquen a Dios y crezcan como cristianos. La escuela nunca te va a hacer eso. Never, never. And if you send your kid to school expecting them to do that, you're going to have bad results. Pero joven, te digo, hay mucha influencia in middle school, especially you guys who go to public school. I graduated from public school, went all the way to public school, beginning to end. Y te digo que hay cosas malas en middle school. Ya, seguro que mi tiempo no es como su tiempo, el tiempo ahora. Hay cosas que ustedes pueden ver con facilidad que yo no pude ver en mi tiempo. There's things that you guys could see on your phone in seconds that will take me years to find out about. So what I tell you guys when you're young, take it slow. There's no rush in anything. You don't want to be an adult yet. Disfruta tu vida, crece, get to know God and get to know yourself. If you get to know yourself and get to know God, everything else is already being revealed little by little. So Adrian, you were in middle school not too long ago. Oh, want to say something, Abner?
Oh yeah, I just a comment. I saw this meme that is actually funny, but it's true. It says like, what was your biggest mistake when you were a kid or like a teenager? And then it answers, oh, trying to be an adult, or you
It's
just
true, yeah.
be
Well,
eager enough to be an adult. You know, all this being an adult is fun, it's cool. You know, you got your own life. Maybe you don't have your parents, but just emphasizing what Gabriel says. Don't jump steps. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, don't jump the steps. There's no need to. Life is going to progress no matter what you do. Time's going to keep moving, and you're going to grow up, like it or not. So just take advantage of the time you're in now. So Adrian, you were in middle school like 5 or 6 months ago, years ago maybe. So tell me, man, what was your experience like? Again, we went to middle school in different times. I probably graduated maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 years before you did. What was middle school like when you were a kid?
Well, middle school for me, like it was mostly a lot of fun, to be honest. Like I had no responsibilities. I had nothing to worry about. I didn't need to come home, pay my electric bills, pay my water bills. I just had to stay home. I just had to stay home, play video games whenever I wanted, basically. And an advice I would give for middle school though is that to always stick around good friends. You don't want to hang around a bad group of friends, and then you'll take that influence from them. So that's one thing I'll definitely say, to always surround yourself around people that have good intentions and that have also positive intentions as well for you in that group. And something else I would say is to also like to stand up for yourself. Now, I'm not saying don't fight. I'm not saying fight. My bad. I'm not saying fight.
Don't fight people.
I'm not saying fight, but I'm
I
saying
thought for a
I'm
second
saying
you were telling me just go at it.
no. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you should stand up for yourself, and you shouldn't let people poke you around. You know.
I get you.
That's
Yeah, but
something I
it's
should
stand up
say.
for what we believe in, especially as Christians. It's unpopular to be Christian. People want to have do drugs and have sex and go to parties, and we don't do that stuff. So you have to be able to be strong and say, listen, I don't believe in that, and I'm not going to do it. People are going to make fun of you, but ultimately, your life, as we'll see when we talk about high school and college, it's going to be a lot better when we do that. Entonces, el joven, como dice Adrián, debe siempre tener el valor para decir, yo no creo en eso, o yo no quiero hacer eso, o yo no creo que yo debo estar fumando eso, o mirando eso, o pasando tanto tiempo solo con este muchacho o este muchacho. So we have to have the courage to do those things, and it's hard in middle school, but God's going to guide us and allow us to do it. So middle school is important because, in my opinion, we go through lots of things, and the biggest thing in middle school is a word that starts with P, which is puberty. And you young people, you might learn about it in a couple of years, but as you know, and as we've all heard, things change, las cosas cambian. Éramos niños, ahora somos adultos, pero en medio de niño y adulto, una etapa rarísima llamado the teenage years, rara, because you have no idea what's going on. Uno levanta el brazo y apesta, uno duerme mucho, ya tiene pelo en la barba, tiene pelo en los sobacos, ya las piernas tienen pelo, hay que afeitarse un poco. So you're in a weird time. Un tiempo difícil, raro. It's weird. Yeah. I remember when my armpit first started smelling bad, I'm like, what is that? ¿De dónde salió este olor? I don't know.
La voz te cambia.
La voz te cambia y uno comienza a pensar en cosas diferentes, y ya la muchachita que era tu amiguita, yeah, that could be my girlfriend. So you're thinking about these things because puberty's happening. Pero te digo que eso siempre pasa y va a pasar. Pero creo que es importante que los padres se sienten con sus hijos y hagan lo necesario. Hablen de esas cosas. And do what's possible. Y sea su amigo. Don't be weird or awkward about it. It's going to be awkward no matter what, but don't be one of those awkward parents that just sit you down and have this awkward conversation. Padre, forma una relación con su hijo. Sé su amigo. Y once you do that, once you become their friends, es mucho más fácil poder explicarles esas cosas o poder tener esa conversación íntima con ellos. Because if it's just, I see my parent when they come home from work and that's it, and they talk to you about sex or drugs or girls or boys, it's already kind of awkward. Pero si el padre forma una relación y quiere ser su amigo, ya es mucho más fácil tener la confianza del hijo o de la hija y tener esa conversación con ellos. So it happens. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think someone walked in the back. I don't know. But it's an awkward conversation no matter what. But either way, jóvenes, young people, young girls, cuídense mucho. hay alguien en la casa de Abner. I'm gonna guess it's Joa. Espero que sea Joa.
I hope it's you out too. Hey, who you are? Say something. Hi. Oh, all right.
Hey, Joa. So, yeah, puberty is a weird time. Things change. We go through changes. Pero hay que tener en mente siempre que somos cristianos. Tenemos impulsos, inclinaciones. I mean, we're going to be exposed to lots of things, but I'll say like Adrian and Abner, el joven, especialmente a varoncitos que empiezan a mirar pornografía en esta edad de 13 a 16, tienen 80% chance de no poder dejar eso en su edad adulta. So a kid that starts watching porn in middle school, 6th, 7th grade, is 80% more likely to keep that addiction to their adulthood. And the same thing with drugs, and the same thing with bad spending. So all those things, and bad relationships and bad friendships, all those things that happen in middle school really begin to shape your future. So when you're young, you feel like it doesn't make a big impact, but everything kind of builds up to these things. So be smart, be wise, and pray. Mira las cosas que son puras. I mean, there's more things on TV than pornography. Adrian said you play video games, which is probably a waste of time too, but reading and learning and programming and being able to do things that produce revenue or produce growth in yourself is so important for young kids. And there's so many opportunities for you guys. So that's middle school. You leave elementary school, you're becoming a young adult. You're still like a young adult, like a pre-young adult. You're getting there. You're in that phase. Disfruta tu tiempo. Go play basketball with your friends. Go get on your skateboard. Get on Call of Duty every once in a while. Just enjoy your time. Go to church. Join your drum corps. Do your drill team. Go to Pathfinders. Disfruta ese tiempo porque you're going to reach our age and just reminisce. And you'll be nostalgic every time you see the Pathfinders doing their drills or their Volta and Sule and all that stuff. It just brings nostalgia because you did that stuff and they're good memories. That's one transition, a big important transition. The next transition is between middle school and high school. So Bridget, what do you think about middle school to high school? How was that transition? What advice would you give to a person or a kid like Jasmine or like Aptilito that's going to high school now?
Middle school and high school is a completely different beast. I think when you reach middle school and high school, you think you're like an adult. Like you're like the head honcho, like, yeah, we're about to graduate and whatnot. And I also think it's a difficult time. Es un tiempo difícil. Algo que quería comentar sobre middle school es que en middle school, at least for me, cuando yo estaba en middle school, que fue hace muchos años, tal vez cambiaron las cosas, pero creo que fue en un momento que los cliques se empiezan a formar. Como los grupitos.
Un grupito de amigos, yeah.
Grupito de amigos. Porque en elementary, for me, yo no pensé, I don't think that was a thing in elementary. But en middle school se comienzan a formar los grupitos de amigos, esos grupitos de amigos se transition a high school. La mayoría de los grupitos de amigos que están en middle school van contigo a high school. So en este punto tú estás pensando, oh, these are my friends, these are my sisters. A lot of people are like my sister, my cousin, whatever. So yo creo que en ese momento ya tú te crees como, el head honcho. Es algo difícil, yo creo, because para mucha gente, cuando ya tú estás en high school, yo siento que quizás muchos de los muchachos piensan que they have to prove something to other people, to society, because that's what the norm is.
Not only like prove themselves or prove people. It's like una etapa donde ellos they start learning who they really are and their values and how far can they go and their strength, for example, their abilities in sports or whatever. But sorry to interrupt, you can keep going.
No, it's okay. But yeah, I feel like en esa etapa ellos pasan por un momento en que they feel like they really have to fit in y hablando, porque como esta es la Sociedad de Jóvenes, hacia los jóvenes cristianos, yo creo que es algo difícil que los jóvenes cristianos trying to adapt en un mundo que es secular y que la mayoría de la gente en high school no tiene las creencias que nosotros tenemos. So, yo creo que en esa etapa en high school, quizás los padres lo saben, yo no soy madre, ¿no? Pero me imagino, es que muchos de los jóvenes se comienzan a rebelar. Why? Because ellos quieren, todos los parties en high school son los sábados en la noche. Prom, o los viernes por la noche. Prom es el sábado en la noche. Homecoming es de los sábados en la noche. Los juegos de high school. En ese momento es que lo mismo, uno comienza a ir a los deportes en high school, a las bandas, a los conciertos. So, yo creo que es una etapa para un joven muy difícil por lo mismo, porque ellos, they want to fit in. Están surrounded, how do you say surrounded? Rodeados,
yeah.
perdón, rodeados de, de sus amigos, y ellos no quieren ser la persona que quizás no vaya a ir a esa actividad porque van a decir, oh, porque ellos no van o no. Por eso es que yo creo que, volviendo a los de los padres, es muy importante que los padres tengan muy buena relación y comunicación con sus hijos, porque yo creo que teniendo una buena comunicación con tus hijos, les permite a ellos poder ir donde ti en vez de quizás esconder algo de ti, try to escape, try to run away, no, maybe not run away, try from escape from the house, pretend, or, inventarles cualquier quizás mentira para poder salir o poder hacer cualquier cosa. So, yo creo que es muy importante, padres, que desde muy chiquito no esperen que lleguen en high school. Muchas veces cuando ya lleguen en high school ya es muy tarde, porque los muchachos creen que ya se la saben todas. So, yo como una joven y como, digo, crecí en la iglesia y todavía que, bueno, soy más o menos joven, eran otros tiempos, claro, pero creo que es muy importante que como padres estén muy presentes en la vida de sus hijos y no esperen hasta que ya estén quizás revelándose para poder formar una relación, porque para ese tiempo ya es muy tarde, los muchachos ya no quieren saber nada de los padres because they feel like they're too grown to be around their parents.
Yeah, and I think it's true. Y un tiempo difícil para los jóvenes y para los adultos. Like Abner said, they want to find themselves. They want to fit in, like Bridget said. Tienen su grupito de amigos y es casi imposible decir que no. Peer pressure is a big thing in high school. So Jasmine, I'm sure you've heard about peer pressure, and I believe you guys know about peer pressure. Pero esa presión que te ponen tus amigos para hacer lo que ellos quieren o lo que ellos creen que es bueno o fun o interesante. The peer pressure in my time was smoking weed. I think in my school, everybody smoked weed in high school. Todo el mundo estaba fumando marihuana en high school, estaban tomando, estaban en el party, estaban en este sitio, skipping class, and doing all these crazy things. And I think the best thing I learned how to say was no. No.
I tried to skip class, but it didn't work out for me.
We're just well. Listen, we weren't perfect either. I skipped class too. Hicimos una cuanta.
Pero eso fue lo peor. Eso fue lo más malo que yo hice.
Yo no diría que eso es lo más malo que yo hice, pero yo no voy a decir más que eso.
Dang, I never skipped class.
That's the worst I did.
No todos somos santos, Adrián. Ten misericordia. But these things happen. So you have a lot of pressure, and not all the time we have the capacity to say no. So what I think the big thing for you guys that going to high school is just learn how to say no. No one's going to live your life. No one's going to, when you skip school and your parents find out, not a single one of your friends is going to say, okay, Jasmine, let me get the pela for you. Let me get grounded for you. And not delito. Oh, he skipped class. You're just found smoking weed or something. Let me go to jail for you. No one's going to say that. No one's going to have your back like that. So what helped me say no was that I had to face my own consequences. And as you guys get older, you have to realize that every action has a reaction. And every action has an equivalent consequence. Y cada cosa que uno hace en su juventud tiene su consecuencia. Y lamentablemente muchos de mis amigos muy cercanos se metieron en drogas, se metieron en robar, se metieron en skipping school y varias cosas rarísimas y malas. Y ahora mismo lo busco y lo miro en Facebook. Están pidiendo dónde vivir, están pidiendo para comida, tienen 4, 5, 6 hijos o hijas. And they just had their lives in these shambles, in these messes that they could have avoided. Y te cuento la historia de un amigo mío. I'm not going to give his name for privacy reasons, pero tremendo amigo mío. He scored a perfect score on the SAT. A perfect score on the SAT. Casi imposible. Era un genio. He's been taking AP classes since freshman year in high school. Él hizo todo correcto en high school, pero his senior year se puso medio vago, empezó a fumar, empezó a skip class. His mom was a teacher, so he should have been suspended a lot of times, but his mom was a teacher, so she had un poco de leverage there. But he was a brilliant kid, he was super smart. He could have been valedictorian in the school, pero empezó en una senda mala y ahora miro al muchacho más brillante de mi tiempo en high school, in and out of jail, doing drugs, has multiple baby mamas, una vida que nadie quiere, una vida difícil. And why do I even bring a story up? Because todo eso pasó con una decisión que él hizo. He could have said no at one point and he didn't do it. So I think that saying no is really important. And another thing that my mom, me cansaba escucharlo todos los días, pero dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres. And that if I could get one tattoo, it'd probably be that. Porque eso me lo marcaron en la mente de este niño. And all my little friends that go skateboarding with them, and yeah, we're skateboarding. And then I come home from the house, and my mom be like, "Dime con quién andas." I'm like, "Mom, just skateboarding, bro. I'm just hanging out with my friends." But little by little, I saw what these kids were doing, skateboarding. Yeah, it was a Hispanic, una tradición hispana. I don't know what it was, but a cada rato. And I go skateboarding with these kids. Tenía 13, 14 años from middle school. Go skateboarding, a little clique, go skateboarding at the skate park. My mom started telling me that. And when I got older in high school, maybe junior, senior year, I started realizing these kids weren't doing anything that I would do. They were all smoking weed. They were all just hanging out. I go into parties and running from cops and doing graffiti. And I'm saying, well, why do I want that life? It's hard enough to resist temptation on my own. It's hard enough to be able to live a good Christian life. I don't want to live the life as a criminal either. I don't want to be looking behind my back or hiding stuff from my parents or hiding from the police. Eso no es vida. So I think one of the biggest things was just being able to say no and determining who my friends are. Adrian, you went to public high school too. You probably had more friends. I didn't have a lot of friends in school. You probably had more friends than I did. What were some of the you didn't have friends? What were some of the challenges you think you had in high school that you want to share with some of the younger generation? Like some of the maybe the struggles you went through, some of the temptations, and just some advice that you want to give them.
I would say the same thing you said. How a lot of drugs and how a lot of marijuana and stuff like that was being smoked, and you just basically had to put what you value up front and say no to it. Basically, like in the school that I was, they would smoke a lot of pens, like the vape pens that would have the CBD oil in it that had weed in it. Basically, they would smoke that a lot in the bathroom, and the time I was there, it progressively got worse. It got so bad that they had to call the police and to do random searches in that school. So yeah, I can't really think of anything else except maybe the girls, sexual temptation. That was definitely a big one as well in high school. You see a lot of pretty girls, they're all passing their puberty. You get the gist. But yeah, man.
Es correcto. Y no mencioné, pero drogas y sexo, las cosas más grandes en middle school, perdón, en high school.
In high school, yeah.
Bueno, probably middle school at this point, so el mundo ha degradado bastante, so probably middle school too, but in high school era difícil porque everyone's hormones estaban aquí en el techo, y topaban el techo, and everyone was ready to do anything. But that was one of the biggest temptations that most young guys had when you're in public school. Was just a temptation from these girls and these guys that te prometen todo y te digo porque yo tenía varias novias antes de conocer mi preciosa esposa in high school. I learned we started dating them my junior year maybe or my late senior or sophomore year.
Yeah, so you had several girlfriends before me.
Yes, I had several girlfriends before you. They were kind of flings. They weren't girlfriends, but it was before you. It's in the pasado, and we've been dating for we've been together almost 10 years, so I get some credit. Pero como sea, it's true. And young girls, maybe Jasmine, you're a pretty young girl. Every boy would love to be your boyfriend or spend time with you, whatever. And again, I was a guy. I mean, these guys are going to mandarte mensaje and said, eres la mujer más bella del mundo y qué sé yo, moveríamos montañas para ti y I'm going to work day and night to give you a house y casarnos y blah, 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 blah.
He's a simp.
He's a simp. Al fin, you're gonna get to the point where yo lo amo, and you're gonna do anything for him, and then you're gonna do stuff you probably shouldn't do. And I tell you guys, as young people, and as young women, and it's so hard because we had lots of young friends that were girls, and seeing them now with 3 and 4 kids, and they don't know who their baby father is, or they don't know what to do with their money, or they dated a kid, and the kid never wanted to marry them after 8 or 9 years of dating since high school, because they just aren't mature enough for that stuff. So I tell you, young girls, Jasmine, you're the only girl in our church that's going out to high school at this time. Don't be fooled. And I'll tell you just like this, these guys only want one thing, and it's not just to be your friend and not just to marry you. Some of them do. But again, take your time. Be slow. Todo con la mente fría. Piénsalo bien. What would Jesus do? In every case, what would Jesus do? Jesus is watching everything. He sees every single text and DM you get. He sees if you reply to them. So just things like that, and just having a conscious mind about those things, because one mistake can cost you a lifetime of suffering, and not suffering, but a lifetime of a life you didn't want to have, literally at this age. Go ahead, baby.
and in the valedictorian speech, the guy said, the decisions you do, the decisions that you make will eventually, affect you in the future and whatnot. So just going for not only Yasmin, for girls and for boys, it's important that you guys remain pure and true to what you believe in, what you've been taught, what you guys know what's right from wrong. And just make sure that just because all of your other friends are doing it, it doesn't mean that you need to do it. Because I'm not saying that, and I'm going to speak on pregnancy right now. I'm not saying that, babies aren't blessings. They are blessings, but they're blessings at the right time and at the right moment. Sometimes babies can also be a hindrance to you. So, and like I said, like, I'm not saying they're not blessings, but at the right time and at the right moment. And sometimes if things happen at a young age, you just won't be able to perhaps do the things that you thought you were going to be able to achieve because you have another person you have to be responsible at that point. It's not only you, it's that other person. So, it's important, girls and boys, to protect yourself, be true to yourself, because like Gabriel said, in high school, everybody's doing it. Todo el mundo lo está haciendo. Eso es algo muy, muy común. Es lo normal. Lo anormal es no hacerlo.
Yeah.
So, es importante, that you guys just remember, to be true to what the Bible says, and just be cautious, and temptation is going to be there, but just also make sure to not put yourself in the position to be tempted.
I think so. Abner, do you want to share anything? I know you didn't go to high school with a lot of people. You're homeschooled. You had friends that went to public school and all that stuff. So
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I've been writing here. I don't know if you can see. I got some little notes from what we're talking. And I have to emphasize on some points that you guys already have spoken of. But I think I have a lot of points over here that we already discussed, but I think I'm going to talk about two. The first one is peer pressure. Mira, es una cosa de que los padres se le olvida que ellos pasaron por eso, and it's a real thing. It is a real thing. Peer pressure can be either indirect or direct. The most common, or el más que hablan es el direct, que es que yo físicamente te digo a ti, Gabriel, mira, Gabriel, vamos a ir a la discoteca, o mira, Gabriel, let's go to the strip club, an example, right? Or mira, like me actively telling you to do this. El otro peer pressure is everybody else is doing it. They're not telling me to do it, but I want to be like everybody. I don't want to be excluded. This es una etapa donde es una etapa bien crítica en la vida de un ser humano, la etapa de la adolescencia, del high school, donde, ¿verdad? Ya a esa edad ellos tienen la capacidad completa de poder pensar como un adulto. Like, guys, los que me estén escuchando que están en high school o quizás un poquito más grande de high school, maybe first year of college and stuff, don't ever think, or don't ever let anybody tell you that you're not fully capable of thinking like an adult, like you are in full control of your mind and your decisions. So peer pressure. We see that a lot in the TVs, in the TV shows or movies, or what's the trend? Lo que dijo Bridget, creo que fue Bridget que dijo, what's the trend? I don't know if it was Bridget or Gabriel. What's the trend? I want to be cool. I don't want to be left out. All right. So I'm going to take an example, and I know somebody here is going to laugh. TikTok, for example. You are, look at Asian. For example, TikTok. So how long has TikTok been around? Can someone just tell me?
Like a
I don't
month?
know.
Adrian, do you know?
I think like 6 months or like 9 months, I think.
Not even a year. And see how fast this trend is dominating the world? Yeah, doing all that kind of stuff. I don't know. So that's just an example. I'm not saying TikTok is bad, just to reiterate,
No, it's bad.
It's bad.
I mean, well, it depends. It comes down to how you use it, just like everything else. Anyways, so the thing is, that's just an example of how the trend is going, and how we, by like maybe indirect pressure, we feel like, oh wait, I have to download TikTok, or I have to watch videos. It's not bad, this is just an example, because like it happened with TikTok, it happens with drugs, with sex. And it's not only so. One of the things is sexual peer pressure. Muchas de las muchachas le dicen a la otra, oh, ya yo soy una mujer, meaning that they lost their virginity. Oh, ya yo soy importante, and they start walking more like tall. They start. I don't even know what they do, but they start doing all this stuff, and then you have this little girl that is growing up, is listening to all of this, and she's a virgin, and she's like, wait, I don't want to be the black sheep of the group. It's, I want to be a woman too. So bam, el primer muchacho que se encuentran, they lost their virginity. And maybe Gabriel, maybe we can do like Sociedad De Jovenes, or like a discussion like we're doing right now about sexuality, like about virginity and all that. We'll talk about it later and all that. Anyway, so the other thing is that I want to emphasize is tener buena relación con los padres. Tener buena relación con los padres. Es una etapa donde yo no quiero que mami me hable, porque mami no sabe nada. Mami es vieja, mami no entiende, mami no sabe, mami nunca vivió lo que yo estoy viviendo. Well, I could say a lot of things, but I'm going to stop there. And we can say the same thing for papi. Oh, papi es una persona de trabajo, papi no me hace caso, pero lo único que papi piensa es ir a trabajar, traer chavo a la casa para que estemos bien. He doesn't think about. Entonces, en esa etapa nosotros empezamos a echar a los padres hacia un lado. It's kind of funny, because I saw a video about the time the circle of life, and how we that like the circle of life in relationship with our parents. Like at first, cuando somos bebés, los papás son like everything, and then we're 3-4 years old, and they're superheroes, they're everything, and then we grow up and we start like, he's okay, or whatever, she's okay, and then we go into adolescencia and be like, nah, this guy, this girl, I don't want to do nothing with them. No, what? My dad? That guy doesn't know anything. And then we go to college, and then we're slowly going back, and we're like, oh, maybe I should probably call my dad or my mom and ask him for an advice, or ask him how to do something simple, and like a recipe, for example. You're like staying somewhere in Orlando, or right, like your sister. Anyways, and then we're slowly trying to go back, and then we found a job, we get married, and then I'm like, oh man, I really miss my parents. And then we get older, our parents get sick, and we're like, oh man, they're getting sick, they might die soon. And all this time I've been, I pushed them away, I want to spend more time, it's the circle of life. So I say que en esta etapa de high school, entrando ya a una vida un poquito más adulta, don't forget the basics. Don't forget the basics. Don't forget your dad. Don't forget your dad and your mom. I could keep going. How much time have we got? I do have one Bible verse that I want to share.
All the time in the world. Aquí sobre el tiempo. Abner, dale.
All right. So, I don't know if you guys want to comment something about what I just said, or just go.
I think everything is true, especialmente de sus padres. If you can, make good friends. I think in high school, I became a really good friend of my dad. My parents got divorced when I was young. I saw my dad only in the weekends, but going in high school, he started teaching me things that I'm using now every day as a grown man with my own house and my wife. Entonces en high school, papi me enseñó cómo clavar un clavo y cómo montar cosas raras, cómo montar un toilet y cómo destapar un toilet y cómo poner un bombillo, cómo chequear electricidad, cómo hacer mil cosas. All those things that actually help me a ton on my daily life. El valor de ser un hombre, el valor de tener buena, what's it called? Buena reputación, all these things, working hard, and all these things that he's taught me when I was in high school translated to college into my adult life. And I think by becoming his friend, by becoming close to him, that my life actually got significantly easier in a sense and better. And a lot of times people said I had to struggle a ton to get where I'm at. It was easy because he told me what I had to do. Él me dijo lo que tenía que hacer. Y dicen, Gaby, ahorra tu dinero, estudia, trabaja. Cuando todo el mundo está saliendo al club y a comer y todo eso, quédate y estudia, ahorra tu dinero, ve a la iglesia, lee tu Biblia. And I did everything he told me, and my life is fine. I have everything that I could ever need or want. And there's kids my age that tal vez no llegaron a tener casa, no llegaron a casarse, no llegaron a tener buen trabajo, because no escucharon consejos y no se hicieron amigos de sus padres, o están muertos por tomar o manejar a velocidades rapidísimas, 2 o 3 de la mañana. So these crazy things that we see happen, it can all be avoided just by becoming a friend of your parent. Y padre, si tienes la oportunidad, hazte amigo de tu hijo. No solo seas padre, pero seas padre y amigo, es posible. Don't be scared to discipline, and don't be scared to guide, but when you want someone to hang out with, el hijo quiere un amigo. And if you could be a friend of your parent, you won 2 battles right there. Go ahead, baby.
I'm sorry, Abner. Solo quería decir algo rapidito. Es verdad lo que dice Gabriel. Yo, gracias a Dios, me crié con mi mamá, mis padres y mi abuela en la casa también. So, yo me crié como con 2 mamás. So, yo con las 2 me llevo muy bien y gracias a Dios tengo esa relación, ¿no? De padres y hijos, pero también tengo esa relación como de amigo hijo, porque mi mamá, gracias a Dios, siempre pudo, like, me dio esa confianza, ¿no? De que yo siempre, I was always able to open up to her, like, tell her everything. Y también con mi abuela. Entonces, todos esos consejos que mi abuela y mi mamá me decían, yo hasta este día, like, they really did help. Yo creo que esas son muchas las razones por las que, you know, yo soy la persona que soy y terminé siendo como soy, porque ellos siempre me decían, como dice Gabriel, te lo dicen tanto que en verdad, you know, it lives in you, and that's what you live by. So, you know, it is important. Don't think that because your parents are giving you guys advice, it's just to give it to you. It's because your parents are looking out for your well-being.
Yeah, and adding to that, Bridget, no diciendo, ¿verdad? No porque un padre te regañe, no quiere decir que te ame. Yo he escuchado muchos adolescentes y jóvenes que dicen, mira, todo eso que ellos me están diciendo que yo no haga, yo lo quiero vivir para yo saber por mi propia experience that I shouldn't do it. That's the worst idea ever in the human mind possible. That's terrible. ¿Por qué? I mean, the parents love you. If they're telling you, hey, don't do this, don't do that, don't go there, don't, you know, estos consejos es para tu bien. Se evitarían muchísimos dolores de cabeza, muchísima tristeza, muchas de esas cosas que nuestros padres dicen que no hagamos, ¿verdad? Tienen consecuencias de toda la vida. No es que simplemente one day, pero consecuencias de toda la vida. Algo tan sencillo como que dime con quién antes te dirás quién eres, like good company. Like maybe you're not doing anything, but all of a sudden this guy that you put in your car because van a ir a jugar baloncesto, but you know he's kind of shady. He drops some drugs into your car, and then maybe to pull a prank into you, he called the cops. And hey, this guy, his license plate is this, and you know to pull a prank, but then you're gonna have a record on your whole life that you were carrying drugs. You know, it's a lot of examples, but listening to consejos es importante. Bridget?
I'm sorry, es que como yo no he estado en este Zoom, ahora quiero hablar. I lost my train of thought now because I'm saying that. Lo que tú dices tienes razón, like, y he escuchado a personas decir eso, y yo a veces lo que le digo a esa persona es, quizás ellos piensan que porque sus padres pasaron, you know, por una etapa que no eran cristianos, salían al club, entonces quizás dicen, well, you did it, now let me go through it, déjame vivir eso. Y quizás porque ellos miran a sus padres que están allí, it's like, oh, okay, that's gonna be me too. Pero yo le he dicho a personas que me dicen eso, le digo, pero tú no sabes cómo eso a ti te va a afectar. Solo porque tus padres were able to get out of it, tú no sabes si tú pruebas la heroína por la primera vez y tú nunca vas a poder salir de esa adicción. Tú no sabes si tú vas a terminar en la cárcel o muerto. Everybody's not going to have the same outcome as you.
Yeah, it's true. And especially with places like strip clubs and all those people that places go to. Strip clubs get shot up all the time. Y cada rato hay tiroteo y cada rato hay ganga. There's so many things that can go wrong. Why risk it? So si quieres intentarlo, you might try it out, but never get out of that situation and never be able to live again. Entonces es un tiempo difícil, pero let's get out of high school, porque ya hay unos muchachos que salieron de high school, que van ya al college. Oh, I'm sorry, Abner, before we go, you're right, babe. ¿Quieres convertir una cita bíblica?
No, actually, I was going to do the same transition you did right now, because my next notes I wrote here, it's about like in a more positive note, like en este es el momento que muchos están saliendo de la high, están entrando a la universidad, están ahora formando more definitely their life. Van a decidir qué estudiar, por qué carrera irse, van a decidir dónde van a ir a estudiar, y casi siempre en esta etapa de universidad es que se conoce a la persona que va a ser su pareja de por vida, a su esposo o a su esposa. I did it with you, cuando, tú sabes, fue en esa etapa de universidad donde nosotros establecimos nuestra relación y todo eso. So I'm just going to let you talk and then I'll talk, Gabriel.
Yeah. So in high school, guys, I'll tell you, just para cerrar the high school stage. So, Jasmine, while you're in high school, join your soccer team and your basketball team and your wrestling team, run cross country, run track. In mente that a lot of things are going to be on Saturday, but they'll make exceptions. I wrestled all 4 years of high school. I didn't wrestle a single Saturday or a single Friday night. They'll make exceptions. I ran cross country for all 4 years of high school. Hice deporte. I was in clubs. I did school clubs, not dancing or drinking clubs, but I was in the book clubs, and I was in the Bible study club. I forget what it was called.
First Priority.
First Priority. I was in all those clubs. And again, I enjoyed my time in high school. I had fun. I didn't go out with friends like that, but we went to the beach sometimes, and we'd run around and we played ball. We enjoyed our high school time, and it was something that was enjoyable. But we kept in mind our principles. And what I did was I just made friends that kind of had similar mindsets that I did, and that loved Jesus, and that wouldn't jeopardize that for anything. So we're transitioning now to the Gracielas that are out there. Who else is graduating? No, go ahead.
Antes de transicionar, es que tengo que aprovechar, no sé cuándo me van a volver a invitar.
Yeah, you
come on, you're always invited. Come on.
I'm sorry, pero solo para not to scare you guys, because it's gonna be a really nice time in your life. So don't think that we're telling you not to hang out with people.
Yeah,
make friends, hang out with people, enjoy your high school years, but just be smart about how you're doing it and make sure that you're doing it with your Christian principles. That's all that's important.
Yeah. Okay, so with that in mind, the host is graduating. I think it's Graciela. Is Kevin graduating? Kevin's graduating. I think Neil's graduating. They're not all from our church, but they're all our boys, man.
True.
So they're all our friends.
Jared as well.
Jared as well. Genesis. Shirley graduated. So all those kids, they weren't all in Paraiso, but a lot of them were in Carroll City when we were back there. We played ball with them. Abner knows all of them as well. Son amigos nuestros. So they're our brothers. They're
Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny. All those kids. They're going to a new stage in our lives. I mean, they don't play ball; they get balled up. But
if they're like Adrian,
if they're like, yeah,
it's hardly playing any ball.
Don't miss my dog. He scores like 2 or 3 points every 4 or 6 games.
Yeah, sure.
Let me know, Rose, real quick.
Adrian, go ice your ankles, dog.
We'll talk about this after Zoom meeting.
I got you.
I'm actually eager to start playing basketball with you guys.
I'm gonna play quarantine ball and what's it called? In a hazmat suit.
Yeah. Well, anyways, vamos allá. Let's not get too distracted.
But either way, these kids are graduating. They're gonna go off to college, and I think just a couple things you have to keep in mind when we go off to college. We'll let Abner read the Bible verse first. He'll present some of his points, and we'll just dialogue based off of his points.
So yeah, so in this step, talking about what are we going to do in the future, and having all these plans. I'm going to have this career. I'm going to study this. We basically plan our whole career out, and then we're like, oh, I'm going to be working, and I'm going to have a house, and then I'm going to have this car, and then I'm going to have this girlfriend or this wife and dogs. And well, anyways, I got the perfect Bible verse for that kind of thought. Y se encuentra en Salmos. I like that, dog. And the puppies, the little kid. Hey, Bridget, you said you were not a mom, huh? You've been having a lot of puppies over there, so you're a puppy mom. In Salmos 37:5, there's a Bible verse. This is a Bible verse that I really like. Y dice, encomienda a Jehová tu camino, confía en él y él hará. So basically, me encanta ese versículo porque es como una promesa. Te está diciendo, mira, haz planes para tu futuro. Haz esa agenda, like life goals, no problem. Pero dice que se lo tienes que encomendar a Dios. Encomendar means tienes que ponérselo a los pies de Dios. Tienes que hacer una lista, ¿verdad? De lo que quieres hacer, y ir en oración y decirle, Dios, Jesús, estos son mis goals en mi vida, mis planes, pero quiero que tú tomes el control de esos planes. Y dice el versículo que tan pronto tú le encomiendes a Dios esos planes, Él va a obrar en tu vida. Él no te va a dejar solo. Y eso es una promesa que todo joven y todo adulto, toda persona realmente debería de reclamar. Algunos han pensado, pero yo no quiero estudiar porque estamos en los últimos días y no me va a dar tiempo de terminar mi carrera universitaria, and I just want to enjoy what we have left before we go to heaven. Nah. Jesus, cuando vino a la tierra, sabía que iba a morir a los 33 años. And still, he had a job. He had a job for 30, well, not for 30 years, well, until he was 30. That's what I meant. So he had a job. You know, people went to him, be like, he was a carpenter. He was like, hey, I need this chair, or I need to repair this wagon wheel, or whatever they did back in the days, you know? And Jesus was like, yeah, I'll get it. And he earned profit too. That's how he sustained, you know, sustentó. Se sustentaba, ¿verdad? Y se compraba la comida, porque, you know, he was just a human like you and me. He needed to eat, drink and rest and all that. So, sí, salgan a hacer su carrera universitaria, su carrera, ¿verdad? No necesariamente tienen que hacer carrera universitaria, eso es lo más común, ir a la universidad. Tú sabes, vemos ejemplos de personas que son como entrepreneurs, you know, and they really earn a lot of money and they have this career and they never went to college. It's up to your decision, your plans, and los consejos que te da tu papá, your abilities as well, because not everybody can do everything. So doesn't matter, mi consejo es que doesn't matter what your goal is in life, encomienda a Jehová tus caminos, tus planes, y él va a guiarlos. He's going to direct them. He's going to be in front of you and you're going to be behind him, and everything's going to be good. Hard, but good.
That's true. Amber, muchas gracias. And I think everything you said is right. As long as we put God as the center of everything we're going to do in the future, he's going to align things. So two things I just want to bring up, and we're going to talk to Adrian in a second to see how these things actually aligned up in his life. He just graduated high school not too long ago. This young late man is in college right now. Again, I did college. Adam did college. We got out of it. We're married. We have families. Adrian's kind of going through it now. But some things I noticed and want to bring up was your high school friends. What are they doing? Are you bringing them with you, or are you going to outgrow them? Are they going to help you grow? Or are they just going to hold you back? So a lot of the times you have to consider the friends we had in high school. We were boys. We used to dap each other up. We used to go play sports, and we used to do everything together. Where are they now? If I would have kept hanging out with them, where would I be? So things like that we're going to talk to Adrian about. Also, we're going to talk about listening to advice, escuchando consejo. Creo que es tan importante because Adrian is one. I'm really proud of you, Adrian. I tell you all the time because you listen to advice and you seek advice. Adrián busca consejo y le escucha consejo. Y un joven que hace eso es difícil. And again, I've always asked my dad, even when I was an adult, Dad, what should I do? ¿Qué debo hacer? Cuando compré mi casa, Dad, es buen negocio, es malo. No, Gaby, piénsalo bien, tiene suficiente. My mom as well. So just looking for advice from either parent, from friends or from family. I mean, I asked advice from Sorria, from Frias, and just making friends to have advice from. So Adrian, two things. Your high school friends, where are they, and where would you be if you were still hanging out with them daily like you would be in high school? Did you outgrow them? Are you still growing with them? Are they helping you grow? And how has taking advice helped you in your adult life here, getting out of high school and going into college?
Well, to be honest, like during high school, I didn't really have friends except for one person, which that name I shall not disclose. But yeah, you could in the beginning of high school, I had a little clique, you could say. Like it was just a group of us. It was a group of four. It was including me, and we would always during lunch sit down and just talk about the most randomest stuff you could talk about. And to this day, it's probably the most memorable thing about high school. Um, but regarding those friends, they actually grew. They actually grew as a person while I was in high school as well. The people that are in that clique are currently in college right now. They're going through the process of life basically. I didn't really hang around bad people because I know the bad influence it could bring on me. So I just generally had good friends that had positive intentions, that had positive things to say uh, a lot of the times, and I just see them flourish. I just actually had one of my friends come up a week ago, and he's doing awesome in life, man. He has a job. He's he's happy. He just bought a car. He bought a Mustang actually, and he works at Ford. He for auto for cars and stuff like that. He's doing awesome, man. And he just came to tell me that like I could do it too, and he's there for me when I need him and everything like that. And I feel like that's the type of people that we all need in our life to always push us and keep us growing all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
And
I don't know. What are you gonna say?
and how about listening to advice? I mean, you got out to college, and kids a lot of the times want to be hard-headed. El muchacho siempre es cabeza dura y cree que sabe todo del mundo. But I think once you get out of high school, I think it's time to start listening to advice. Adrian, how has listening to advice helped you? I mean, your parents' advice, your friends' advice, your family's advice. How has that helped shape you to who you are today?
Well, I would say since I would say that I was always the type of person to listen to advice because I knew that I didn't know everything. I know that there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. And during high school, I had a change in mind that I have to look upon my role models to really lead me in life. Like for example, like Gabriel, like no homo, but like you're one of my role models, bro. Yeah, you're one of my role models, like especially with God and how you're doing right now. Like I want to reach that point where you are. And also Abner, man, you're one of my role models as well when you came into my life, man. So yeah, man, you guys have definitely led me in the right way. And also my father as well, he's definitely teach me a lot of stuff, how you were talking about, Gabriel, how with handiwork and how to fix a house and stuff like that, and things I would use in the future, basically when I have my own house and all that type of stuff. So I think that listening to advice is probably the most important thing you could do in your life because you're not going just alone, but you're going with the guidance of people that have already experienced that type of stuff. And I think it's definitely a massive help in life.
You
I
got
think,
you got your mindset in the right place, man.
yeah. And again, not a lot of kids have their mindset now, but again, we'll see you in 5 years, Adrian, with good investments and a nice house and a nice car, hopefully a beautiful wife.
Graciela joined.
Oh, so we said Graciela joined, so that's cool. What's up, Graciela? So congratulations on graduating.
Congrats, Graciela.
Congrats. I don't know, but all those things like Adrian said.
That did not sound with a lot of enthusiasm. Come on, we can do better than that.
I'm not the most enthusiastic person. But congrats, Graciela. We appreciate you joining.
I actually do, Graciela.
Yeah. So congratulations. So with that in mind, advice I think is important. I think I learned a lot from taking advice from people. And I used to ask for advice from everybody. And I used to get some bad advice and some good advice. And you just kind of have to be able to biblically discern what good and bad is. But my parents, people who love you, that experience the same things you did, they'll guide you. They want to see you do well. So again, I got advice from my pastors. I got advice from elders. I got advice from friends, from family, from coworkers. I got secular world point of views just to see how people actually think out there. And a lot of the times they just don't think about the long term. They want the immediate pleasures. So when you look at life, especially when you're in college, you think that high school and college you'll be 4 years and it's going to last forever. Those 4 years are going to go like that. You're going to do the fastest 4 years of your entire life. I think I went to college, I blinked, and I was married. It was just super fast. So you really have to think in the long term. So when you look for good advice, look for things that's going to last in a long time. But things I was tell to Jenny and I tell to Kevin and I was tell to Graciela is that Enjoy your time in college. Again, this is a different stage of life that you're never going to go back to. You're going to grow as a person. You're going to become.
You're a mini adult.
You're mini adult. I mean, you have many bills, you have many problems, and maybe even big problems. We never know. But the thing is, at this point in time, you're going to be shaping who you're going to form out to be. You're going to be, like Abner says, finding the love of your life and finding your potential wife or your mate and all these things. So enjoy the time, but keep in mind that this is also a vulnerable time for you. Any little influence could still influence you. Any friend that you had in high school that wasn't a good influence could steer you in the wrong path. And instead of doing great and having a good job and doing good and having good grades, you can be totally taken off the right train and run into lots of problems. I think, Bridget, you wanted to say something earlier. I think you rose your hand. No, I guarantee you did, but it's okay if you forgot. But either way, so that's my advice for you guys leaving high school to go to college. It's okay if you don't know what you want to do yet. It's okay to just go to college and say, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do. I didn't do a 4-year career. My mom and all of my family said, why aren't you doing 4 years? I said, I researched it. I don't need to do 4 years. I just need to do 2 years. And my life is fine. Again, it's not for everybody. Not everything's for everybody. Don't fall into the peer pressure doing, I have to do a bachelor's in X or Y or Z. I need the 4 years or I need the 6 or 8 years just because my parents or society tells me. Find something you're passionate about. Find something you love. Find something you can do for the rest of your life. That would hopefully be able to sustain you. I mean, you don't want to be, like I don't know,
gender studies.
Exactly. You'll never find a job there. Gender studies, like a coral reef researcher or something like that. It sounds cool that you would love, but there's only one job in all the world that's going to give you a livable wage doing coral reef research. Probably in Australia, or you're gonna get like kicked in the stomach by what's it called, a kangaroo or something. So these things. So find something you love or something you can do. Try to stay in the STEM, engineering and math if you're good at math. If you're good at teaching, being teacher is a noble job. It doesn't make too much money, but you can go to college. And again, it's not just about the money. It's about also something that you're comfortable with, something that fulfills you, and something that will glorify God. So that's what I tell you guys. College isn't for everybody. Abner mentioned that there's people who are entrepreneurs. Que ganan muchísimo dinero selling houses and doing real estate and doing so many things you can do. If you have a knack for that stuff and you don't think I'm not a school person, there's millions of possibilities. It's just how you plan it, how you want to apply, and if you put that plan into God's hands. If you put it into God's hands, y él dice, you have my seal of approval, perfecto, God's going to bless you. But it's just really looking for, his guidance. So con eso mente, I think that for these college people, Abner, go ahead before we wrap up.
No, I was actually going to wrap up, but go ahead.
Listen, okay, so for the college, kids are going to college, enjoy your time. If you're still lost on what you're going to study, you got some time. Figure it out. You got
do the questionnaires.
Yeah, do quizzes, do questionnaires. Look for ways that you can figure out what you want to do, and pray about it. Again, we leave that for last, but God's going to really guide you if you want to be guided. He says, seek me and you shall find me when you seek for me with all your heart. Now, Jeremiah is really clear on that one. Seek God with all your heart and you'll find him. He'll reveal himself to you and he'll make things apparent and he'll make things work out for you for the best. So with that in mind, Abner, you can take it away. You can conclude for us if you'd like.
All right. I'm going to do a summary of what we discussed, and then I'm going to read one last time the Bible verse, and then we can pray maybe. Before that, I want to say hi to el pastor que nos está escuchando por YouTube. Hola, pastor. A los hermanos Anderson que nos están escuchando. Feliz sábado, hermanos. También a Wilfredo, a papi, mi papá, nos estás escuchando desde Puerto Rico. Papi, what's up? Bendición. I should probably say this proper. Bendición. Tenemos a Cintia también. Y tenemos entonces a Graciela. Así que gracias. Y ¿verdad? Que si alguien más que está escuchando, por favor, deje aquí un comentario para poder saludarlos y poder, get this real good. All right. So, repasando algunas cositas que hemos dicho hoy acerca de la nueva etapa que muchos de los jóvenes están entrando, algunos a la escuela intermedia, otros a la escuela elemental, otros a la high school, otros a la universidad. So, hablamos acerca de los amigos, de la importancia de tener buena compañía, ¿verdad? Y con el refrán que dice, dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres. Meaning that los amigos realmente moldean, we tend to be like our friends, that in plain terms. Hablamos de que no debemos de jump steps. We don't want to go ahead of ourselves. That's never good. Hablamos acerca de maybe dejar de escuchar consejos de papi y de mami, el rebelarse, el being a rebel because I think I know everything. So it's cuando nosotros o ustedes entrando en esta etapa nueva, so be mindful of that because you can do it unconsciously as well. También a los padres que nos están escuchando, es importantísimo tener siempre una buena relación con sus hijos en todo momento. Lo ideal es que esa relación se comience, ¿verdad? Desde temprana edad, pero nunca es tarde, nunca es tarde. Creo que el sábado pasado, o si no el anterior, hablé por el departamento de Hogar y Familia acerca de la importancia del perdón en la familia. Así que nunca es tarde, ¿verdad? Quizás enmendar o arreglar esa relación que se tiene con padres e hijos. Hablamos acerca del peer pressure. Peer pressure can always be, like we talk, direct or indirect. And that goes connected with the trend. So we have to be very mindful porque the trend, or en español se dice la moda, is not always good. It's not always good. So just maybe because you want to fill in or you want to be cool, or you might be doing something that eventually you're going to regret or it's not going to be good for you. Bridget habló, dijo de que las decisiones que tomamos ahora nos afectan mañana, nos afectan en el futuro. And people tend to maybe think one or two examples of that, but it goes to every single decision you make, like decisions simple as stop being lazy, stop watching too much TV, and start learning something practical, or start doing something, those kind of decisions that they're kind of project yourself into the future. And then Gabriel terminó diciendo acerca de que todos los planes que nosotros tengamos, it's important to try to get God's approval. I like that, Gabriel, porque you're right. You're right. I think that's the most important thing, because what's our ultimate goal? It's not to have like a mansion. No, that's all this is temporary. Our ultimate goal is eternal life. So God's approval is the way to get eternal life. Tenemos a Miriam Pimentel que dice, congratulations to all the grads. We will celebrate after all this Yale time. That's funny. Saludos, Miriam. Bueno, entonces terminó con este versículo. Maybe Adrian can pray at the end. Yeah, all right, cool. El versículo se encuentra en Salmos 37:5. Encomienda a Jehová tu camino, confía en él y él hará. Haz tus planes, pónselos en las manos de Dios. Confía en que él va a tomar el control de tu vida, and he's going to come through. Adrian, I think we're ready to pray.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you, God, for another day you've given us, oh Lord. Lord, I pray that the new graduates and the students that are advancing on to new schools, oh Lord, that you may guide them, oh Lord, that they may put you as their number one value, oh Lord, that they may see, that other people may see Jesus in them, oh Lord, that they may lead by example, oh Lord. Forgive us for our sins, oh Lord. I pray that you may always keep on guiding us, blessing us, oh Lord. I pray that we may be examples to the next generation, oh Lord, to do good and to ultimately follow your steps, oh Lord. Thank you, Lord, again, and in Jesus' holy name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Adrian, thank you. Abner, gracias. Hermanos, que Dios los bendiga a todos. Young people graduating, going to the next stage in life, we wish you the best. We're here for you in every step of the way, as friends, a lot of us as family, and as teachers and mentors and guides. Feel free to ask us questions, to say, hey, Gabriel, hey, Bridget, hey, Abner, Adrian, what do you think about this? Or how should I do this? How should I approach this? Aquí estamos como tu iglesia, como tu familia, como tus amigos, hermanos en Cristo, familiares. We're here para que usted haga lo mejor posible en su vida. So if any questions or doubts, if you're struggling with something, say, Gabriel, yo no puedo dejar de mirar esto, or Bridget, este muchacho me sigue mandando mensajes, ¿qué puedo hacer? Or Abner, este muchacho me gusta, yo quiero hacer esto. Feel free to talk to us. Again, we're confidential. We're here for you guys, and ultimately we want the best for you, and that's to see you guys all in heaven. So, Dios los bendiga a todos, que pasen muy feliz sábado. Mañana hay programación que va a ser a las 11 a través de un link que se va a enviar en Facebook y en WhatsApp. Viene desde la conferencia para que todo el mundo lo mire y disfrute junto en su casa con sus familiares, keeping social distancing y aprovechando la situación que estamos, no solo sufriendo, pero aprovechando también what we could have on these Sabbaths. So, God bless you guys. Abner, thank you. Adrian, thank you. Todos, muchas gracias y pasen feliz sábado.
Feliz sábado.
Shalom. Shalom.
Yeah.